Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your Manchester United against Crystal Palace watch along. Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a big one. I mean, first of all, I'm absolutely stunned by this team. Get your comments in. Talk to me. I'm absolutely stunned by it. I'm not stunned to the extent that I think some people might be stunned, i.e. they might be getting angry and saying we're going to get beat and all that. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I will confess that I am stunned by it. Padge and Marco, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. I just think... look, Rashford first. I mean, look, we've got to wait for Ten Hag's comments to come through. I do agree with Bowie. Ten Hag is truly stubborn. Rotation, says Farish. The problem I've got is I have to be consistent. And I back the manager, as you know, and I back the team, and I hope it works because this is what you get paid for. We're just fans. We're fans with opinions who think we know best, but we're not the manager. And we don't know what goes on the training grounds. So you've got to respect the manager. And if he gets it wrong, he will get the criticism. And if he gets it right, he will get the praise. But I said it in the preview. I'm absolutely stunned. I will talk about Rashford in a minute. But when he took off Rashford, Agate and Dalot after 60 minutes against Barnsley, for me, that was an absolute open goal that he was going to start them. Because if you take them off after 60 minutes, then, they're only playing 2/3 of the game. And therefore, you keep them fresh for Saturday. He then goes and picks Eriksen, who played 90 minutes virtually against Barnsley and played start. So Christian Eriksen's basically started 3 games in a week at 32. And we all know he's got defensive deficiencies. I think it's a risk. I said it in the preview. I think it's a massive risk to start Christian Eriksen in a midfield 3 if he's not going to be the number 10. Our midfield 3 today is essentially 2 number 10s and Kobe Mainu. What did we buy Agate for then? Like, I just never, ever... If you'd have said to me at the start of the season, we're going to go to Crystal Palace away and not pick Casemiro or Agate or Collier, and we're going to go with Mainu, Eriksen and Bruno, I'd have said, you're mad. You're absolutely mad. So I suppose that sort of gives an indication of, my thoughts on it. But look, there's some big results out there. Villa have come back from behind. They've won 3-1. Chelsea have won 3-0. Spurs have won 3-1. So Liverpool have won 3-0. So all the teams that are in this race for top 4 or whatever you want to call it, they're all winning, apart from Newcastle who've lost. But we've got to go and win here. And I look at the midfield 3 of Crystal Palace, and you've got Wharton in there. They've got mobility in there, of course. That's not a player, by the way. Eze, Nketiah, Mateta, Muniz, Wharton, Kamada, Mitchell, Lacroix, Guehi, Richards. I think it's a risk. It's a risk from Ten Hag, and if it works, yabba dabba do. But and a lot of people talking about Rashford already, but it's the midfield that worries me. I said this. What was the game we played? Was it Liverpool at home? And people were moaning that Rashford was starting, and I said, you're missing the point. The winger ain't the problem in this team. It's the midfield that's the big issue. I can't believe he's gone with Eriksen in a midfield 3. I really can't. But what I am going to say is, if he gets it right, we all need to applaud him, because that's what management is. My fear is this goes wrong, and then we've got to make the changes he should have started with after an hour. And hopefully when it goes wrong, if it goes wrong, we're not too far behind. But I said this in the preview. I said it last night. This is a must-win game. But Erik Ten Hag will dictate his own future by how stubborn he wants to be. And I think sometimes he'll hear everybody going, you can't pick Eriksen, and he will go, we've won 2 games with Eriksen in the midfield, huh? Eriksen, you're starting. It really worries me. It really, really worries me. He's almost treating this game like we're top of the league and we can rotate. I don't get it. I don't get the Eriksen thing, but I hope it's going to work. And I'll tell you, I'm not just saying it for sake. I'm saying it because we're away from home. Crystal Palace will be up for it, and we've got 2 number 10s. So I don't know. And also as well, I don't really like Mainu as the holding midfielder. So, if it was Eriksen and Agate, I'd be more comfortable. If it was Eriksen and Casemiro, I'd be more comfortable. But Eriksen and Mainu, it just worries me. I'm worried about it. And it's BRAVE from Ten Hag. We have got some quotes coming in from Ten Hag. Scott McTominay says, "Hi Mark, are you missing me yet? Hope United don't struggle too much without my goals. Eriksen is becoming the new McTominay," says Z3 Music Official. The hilarious thing about Eriksen starting, by the way, is that he played brilliantly on Tuesday and he played well against Southampton. But this is a guy United were trying to sell in the summer with 1 year left on his contract that they can't get rid, who is now benching a £60 million player and a £60 million player. Eriksen is literally benching £120 million of Ten Hag's own signings. And Eriksen was a player we were trying to move on in the summer. So it's mad, isn't it? Corey says he could be sacking himself with stupidity. Trim's looking fresh, says Rooney. Thank you very much. Could it be Eriksen at 10 and Bruno deeper? Well, I did think that, KFJ. We'll have to wait and see. Aldo says, "I'm a bit baffled at the lineup. Marcus finally gets a bit of form and he's dropped. I'm worried what midfield gets overrun with Eriksen," Aldo. And good points. I did say in the week it sounds like Eriksen is penciled in. Erik Ten Hag masterclass loading. I hope so, Alex. I hope so. Score prediction, Mark. I'm going to go 1-0 Man United. Yeah, I mean, Phil Jones is on Sky as well. Fucking hell. Every little jinx is going on at the moment. I'm going to go 1-0 Man United. Gilo, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. "We must mark. If we lose, we are in the mud," says Chev. What's with the bunny ear finger quote, says Ronnie Pickering. Don't know. Thank you very much for that. "I'd hopefully like to see Bruno deeper occasionally," says Gaming Bear. That could happen. And Daniel says, "How the fuck has Rashford been dropped when he is in form?" Okay, let's talk about Marcus Rashford then, because actually I wanted to talk about the midfield because I think that's where the game will be won and lost. But you all do make very, very valid points in relation to Marcus Rashford. I don't know. I mean, Ten Hag has said this before the game. He said in the pre-match chat that Rashford is on the bench due to rotation. He acknowledged how good Garnacho has been off the bench, but he also deserves to start games. I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. You can't have a situation like we had when we did the preview live on Tuesday, where it was basically 50-50 on Rashford or Garnacho. So you can't have a situation where he picks Garnacho and go, "Oh my God, it's ridiculous." The 50% that would start Rashford, I get it, but 50% of you wanted to start Garnacho. I said Rashford because of the goals, but I also said Garnacho deserves to start. So I don't really care. If he'd gone with Rashford, I don't care because Garnacho's waiting on the bench if Rashford plays badly. And if he starts with Garnacho and Garnacho doesn't do well, then Rashford's waiting to come on. I don't think Rashford's in a bad situation. I really don't. Garnacho's got to tear it up to keep his place. Rashford, you're coming on after an hour. The good thing for me is that Ahmad's just not part of this. So I'm happy about that. Ten Hag on the Rashford situation. We need to rotate. No one can play all the games. Garnacho has an end product and he hasn't started. He needs starts. Rotation is good. Well, look. I don't mind rotation, but you haven't rotated your midfield. You're rotating Rashford and Garnacho. You haven't rotated Eriksen and Mainu in a game away from home where I think we do need a Casemiro or an Agate. Some of you were saying, should we play Casemiro and Agate? He's not played either of them. So the midfield is my concern. I'm not that worried about the wing because if Ahmad or Garnacho have a bad game, on you go Rashford. It's the midfield that worries me. I really don't get. I do get it, but I really don't know why people are worried about the left winger. The left winger might be completely and utterly irrelevant if we get dominated in the midfield. Now, what I want to see, and I'm trying to figure out what Ten Hag is trying to do. What I'm thinking is he thinking we can be a little bit more on the front foot here? Can we get Martinez and De Ligt high? Can we tuck Dalot and Mazraoui in and basically not be swamped in the midfield because Eriksen hasn't got the legs, because we're going to get compact in the midfield with the likes of Dalot and Mazraoui inverting? I don't know how this is going to work, but we will know in the first 10 minutes because Crystal Palace are going to come very hard at us and they're going to get the crowd up, and we will find out very quickly if this is going to work or not. I mean, look, at the end of the day, can I just say I'm worried. I was going to be nervous about this game anyway because I think it's so symbolic, like I said last night. But if Ten Hag gets this right and Eriksen plays well, it's a massive bonus, isn't it? I mean, God, have you seen our bench? Maguire, Evans, Agate, Casemiro, Mount, Rasmus, Rashford. It's a very good bench. It is a good bench. So, you know, Collier's not on the bench now. There's no youngsters on the bench anymore. You know, we've got players back, and we've still got the likes of Yoro and Shaw and Lindelof and Mainu and Malacia to come back. So the bench is good. I just hope the game goes the way that Ten Hag has foreseen it, because I just want to say that I'm very worried, and I think it's very brave to start Eriksen. And I'm also going to say it. If I was Sir Jim Radcliffe, I'd be like, at the end of the day, Sir David, you know, we want to be successful. Why have we spent £60 million on Agate when he's playing that Eriksen in there? Could have spent that on the ceiling. It doesn't make sense. To me, it was an open goal to start Agate. Thoughts on Liverpool's bounce-back game, and is it fair to say Luis Diaz is the best winger in the league right now, says Owen. I mean, it's not the Liverpool channel. I'd expect you to beat Bournemouth and Forest. You've took 3 points from 6. You've bounced back well. Thoughts on our under-16s academy? Okay, Rooney, you're hilarious. In fact, I'm just going to block you. I mean, there must be places for prats like you. It's not a FIFA stream, mate. Bowie says... Olu says, if my memory serves me right, we played Eriksen and Mainu last season when they thumped us. This is a huge risk considering we have defensive midfield options on the bench. I think risk and brave are the 2 words I would use. Bowie says, Bruno and Eriksen cannot play CM. They're both ACM. He's letting Mainu on his own against a very physical Palace. Playing Eriksen is sabotaging those young forwards, says Parker. And Ayush says, Rashford's bench for Garnacho, who cares? But why Eriksen now on an away game when we've bought a proper number 6, which was a much needed signing? Yeah, Ayush, I don't want to keep going on about it, but you have made a very valid point. I think, to me, we all want to see a style of play, and we all want to see a vision. And these type of selections in a must-win game, in a difficult away game, it just makes you think, what was he thinking about in the summer? So Eric, what was your plan in the summer? Because it wasn't Eriksen and Mainu. So why are you doing it now? Are you the type of manager that just wakes up in the morning and goes, I've got a new plan? You know, when you're having the chat with Dan Ashworth and Jason Wilcox and everyone else, did you actually think the fans are going to sit down and go, yeah, I reckon this summer they were thinking Eriksen and Mainu as a midfield too? And that's the thing that worries me a little bit, is that there ain't no fucking way he was thinking about Eriksen and Mainu. And yet here we are in a massive game and he's playing Eriksen and Mainu. And why is he doing that? Well, he can't hide behind winning team, because he's just gone and dropped Rashford for Garnacho. So I don't know why he's done it. I just hope it's going to work, because it doesn't make sense. And he surely understands, like we all do, what a massive game this is for Manchester United. But look, we've said our piece. Let the game roll. We do need to win today. Of that, I think there is absolutely no doubt. I think it's a must-win game for Manchester United. If you look at the league table as it stands at the moment, I'm just going to get that one up for you. League table there. We are not even on page 1 at the moment. Obviously, we've got 6 points. A win today would take us ahead of Brighton. But if you look at 4th place already, it's 10 points. 5th place, 10 points. 6th place, 10 points. We're 4 points off 4th place before this ball is kicked. Can't be 4 points off 4th place. You can't. You know, we've got to win. We have to win. I think the race for top 4 is very, very, very difficult. Chelsea are looking good. Spurs have won today. We've got them next week. Villa have come back from behind and won. All right, Newcastle lost today, but they've still got 10 points. Don't forget Brighton. There's another team in there as well. I can't count. Brighton, there's so many. There's so many. We've got to win. I feel Eric just looks at the opposition league position instead of their players, says Rajiv. Thank you very much for that. And it's simple, Mark. You wanted McTominay, and Eriksen is closer to that, says Som. Yeah, I don't think Eriksen is close to McTominay. Parker, welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your super chat. He says, Eric, yeah. Eric Ten Hag, better play Eriksen. Better pray Eriksen plays well, because Agate not starting is a recipe for disaster, says Nigel. Sky make out it's a discipline issue with Rashford, says Toby. You know what? We were talking on the United Stand group chat, and we were trying to sort of get our head around it, because I would have said Rashford would have started. And somebody actually said, do you think he might have done something, you know, behind the scenes? And I was just like, why would you? I wouldn't. I mean, look, I've got to be very careful, because I stuck up for Rashford over the Belfast thing, and something had happened. But I don't think it's that. I don't think it can be that. I mean, Garnacho is literally banging on the door to start. And I think we've craved a situation like this, so I'm not going to moan about it. We've craved the situation where it's virtually impossible to get it right between two players. And we've got it right. You know, we've got two players there where people are, you know, very much thinking about who's going to start. I mean, look, it's wafer thin between Rashford and Garnacho at the moment, and here we go. Sammy says, relax, Mark. Eric is the manager, judge afterwards. You know what? I genuinely do worry about some people like Sammy. I mean, at what juncture have I not said it's a risk, and I'm shocked? I've said that. I haven't said sack the manager is an idiot. I haven't said we're going to lose. I said 1-0. Sammy, I've got a right to assess the team and say this could be an area of concern, which I said in the preview. I am not, under any circumstances, saying the manager is an idiot. I am not, under any circumstances, saying we're going to lose. I'm saying it is a potential issue, and one that will bite him in the arse if we lose, because he will quite rightly get, you know, scrutinised for it. But if we win, he should be praised for it. I said last week it was a risk to play Eriksen against Southampton, and it worked. So if it works again, yabba dabba do. It's as simple as that. And I exactly said that, you know, we should judge it after the game, but it doesn't mean you can't have an opinion on it before. And that's what we've got, which is absolutely fine. But look, I'm going to go with a win, because we need to win, and but as I've said many times, I think it will be difficult. I think it will be difficult, and I think that Crystal Palace, hopefully, like a lot of you have said, they're just not a very good team this season. I hope you're right. I mean, look, maybe we're gonna get hold of the ball, and Eriksen is going to be a massive part of retention of the ball, because he's good at that. And maybe that's going to be the factor in this game. Maybe we're going to be so good on the ball that and Eriksen's going to help us retain the ball. But what we don't want to see is the situation that we have seen many times before, where we lose the midfield battle and we're chasing shadows. Because if that happens, then I think it could be a long evening. But I'm excited. There's no reason why we can't win the game. We've got to go out there and express ourselves. Simple as that. The midfield is another instance where Ten Hag waits for a problem instead of being proactive. Even if it works today, it's not sustainable, says Kia. Well, I think that's a very intelligent comment, because I actually do trust my judgment and your judgment on the fact that long-term, Eriksen in a midfield two with Mainu is not going to... Look, put it like that. If it works, well done. Is it long-term? No. There's no long-term plan in this. If it works today, it's a bit like when we bought Casemiro and he kept playing McTominay until McTominay made a mistake. It's a bit like when we bought De Ligt and he kept playing Maguire until Maguire made a mistake. We all know it's not going to work at some point, because we know this is not the long-term plan. And I think Ten Hag sometimes gets locked into, I'll just keep doing this until it breaks and then I'll change it. Whereas actually, we can't afford for it to break. You need to just do it from the now. We know Agate is going to start in the midfield at some point. The issue is, do we need to lose a game before we do that? I believe in the Danish dynamite, says Bastian. Let's just hope Ten Hag makes subs before half-time, says Element. The last game we played Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Evans, Casemiro, Dalot, Eriksen, Mainu, Garnacho, Mount, Anthony Hoyland, and we got 4-0'd, says Jake. Great to see Rasmus and Mason Mount on the bench, by the way. Andrew says, Ahmad, Garnacho and Rashi on the score sheet today. Also, please start a GoFundMe for Mojo. Yeah, where is Mojo? You know, don't bring the mood down, but where is he? George says, I think we might play Bruno and Eriksen, both deeper alongside Mainu with Xerxes false 9, pack the midfield, especially with Delo inverting 2, says George. Yeah, but George, if you're going to pack the midfield, why would you pack it with attacking midfielders? I mean, surely we're playing Eriksen and Bruno because we want to be more attacking. Makes no sense to pack the midfield and play deep with attacking midfielders. Surely, if you were going to do that, you play Casemiro, Mainu and Agate. Kieran says, our team is strong, but it's not our best. Mate, I think this is a great point. That team for Manchester United is a strong team. We are in a good form. We just, I think collectively, a lot of us are looking at the midfield. Parker says, if you swap Agate for Eriksen, you could argue it's our best 11 at the moment. Jeremiah says, if this works and Eriksen is firing again, it'll be a good season for us for depth, but I still would start Agate. Could it be more obvious Erik ten Hag didn't want Agate, says Alexander. Well, I wondered when somebody was going to say that. And Anakin says, picking Eriksen better pay off. The media will be over the top tomorrow if we lose. Oh, well, mate, justifiably so. There is no story today for the media. Absolutely none. Chelsea have won. Liverpool have won. Spurs have won. So all the clubs that, you know, might give you a little bit of a, you know, story have won. I mean, Newcastle have lost, but that's not going to give the media a story, is it? So they'll be praying that we lose tonight because that's where they're going to get all the views from. How long do you think Eriksen will stay on for, says Jonathan? Could play 90 minutes, mate. Should Duran start for Villa now, says Connor Jackson. I think Watkins scored as well. Sean Dyche has just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much, Sean. Good point at Leicester. Thanks for that membership gifting. Really appreciate that. What else have we got going on? Is there a minimum amount of games to be starters by certain players, which Erik ten Hag is trying to fulfill, says Salim. Thank you very much. We'll be all right as long as we keep possession, says Andy Mack. I agree with you on that one. Agate not playing over Eriksen. Our coach is weird, says Olmo. Thank you very much for that. Okay, we are about... Oh, God, we're getting very, very close to kickoff, actually. We're only about 7 minutes away. So get your score predictions in. I'm going with a Manchester United 1-0, but... I'm changing it because I thought last night I said there'll be lots of goals, but I've just got a feeling we might need a clean sheet to win this. I mean, I might be wrong, but at the end of the day, you might be wrong, Mark. Me and Sir David have crunched the numbers, and we think it might be a comfortable 4-0 with Eriksen getting a hat-trick. We've got our faith in Ten Hag. This game's got goals in it, says Jow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We are on the road to 2 million, as you can see. We're about 500 away from 937. Let's see if we can hit that tonight. Absolute legends. And also, if you are watching on TikTok, you are very, very welcome. We are closing in on 1 million followers on TikTok, which is absolutely incredible. So thank you to Gigatrain for giving us a follow. Big Bees says, I would have played Rashford in the centre. Barclay RFC has just given us a follow as well. Kickoff is in 6 minutes, JRC. Clay gave us a follow as well. A lot of people saying it's weird that he's dropped Rashford. I do wonder if there might be something else in it, but honestly, let's just assume this is actually genuine rotation going on. Big up everybody. I found it sound like Bevo. Thank you to everybody. Kona's just gifted a membership. Thank you for all your super chats as well. Just a big shout out to people who've done that. Olmo says, I've got a bad feeling about this game. Thanks for your super chat, Olmo. Hoping for another Delit masterclass, says Bonk. Erik ten Hag said Rashford has to set his life right off the pitch for him to be successful. Thoughts, says Nathan. When's that quote come out? Do you think Ten Hag is in a lose-lose situation? No matter what he does, fans will question his decisions. Look, Simon, honestly, you make a great point. If I was Erik ten Hag, I would be doing things that just make scrutiny on me less. I.e., you pick Eriksen in the midfield, you put a big target on your back, you put pressure onto yourself. Sometimes I think, yeah, that's great because it's stubborn and you're going against the masses. But how many times are you going to go against the masses and be correct? I just think sometimes just do what most other people would do and then you can't really be criticised. All the best, Mark. Ahmad is going to have a good game, says Dawid. There's so many people that can have a good game for us tonight. Martinez, Delo, Mazraoui, Xerxes, Ganacho, Ahmad, Bruno, Mainu, Anana. Look, Ericsson worries me, but there's 10 other players on that pitch. Let's hope that they can deliver. Michael's delivered. 5 memberships. Absolute legend, Michael. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. It doesn't matter if Ten Hag wanted Ugarte, says Rossi, but God knows we need him and he should be playing. It's like giving Palace a head start, says Rossi. Hey, come on. Let's get positive here. As I said, I was stunned that he's gone with that midfield. And I think it's very, very brave. But let's not pretend that we're managing Manchester United. Let's not pretend we know better. Hopefully Ten Hag knows better tonight. Hopefully Ten Hag has got this absolutely spot on. I've played the game. I played here in May. I got skinned by Daniel Sturridge. See, I'll admit it. It was when I was manager and I went down into the changing room and came back with my kit on. It's a small ground, but it's a very intense ground, as Eric Cantona will attest to when he got sent off there for that famous Kung Fu kick. It's a ground where I think that what you really want to be doing is getting in early and really getting in their face and, making it difficult for them to get on the ball. Which makes me think, has Ten Hag gone with people like Ericsson to try and control possession? Because if we can control the possession, then Crystal Palace can't attack. He's got to have a game plan. Let's wait and see what it is in the first 10 minutes. I think we've said our part now. We've all said our part now. So let's wait and see. I'm just trying to see if I can find this quote that somebody said about Rashford from Ten Hag. Because if that quote that somebody said is true, then I would have to say that is concerning. Oh, no, I mean, that's a long time ago. Romano tweeted it. Ten Hag on Rashford. I think he always knew, and every player knows how important lifestyle is. When your lifestyle is not right, you can't perform. You don't get to the levels when you don't have a good disciplined life away from Carrington. So I think that was way before kickoff. So I don't think we need to be reading into that too much. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube. On that road to 2 million. Just going to whack a tweet out. Please do share the video as well. That would be really appreciated. United Stand, you're very welcome. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock, and everything else in between. We'll have our match reaction show straight after the final whistle, where you can vote for your player ratings that we aggregate from thousands of you. So you mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, star on your man of the match. We go through that on the match reaction show. I give my score, and when I give my score, it will flash up your aggregated score. Love that. We've been doing it for a few years now. And the last couple of games have actually been very pleasurable because we've been giving out very high scores. Some channels are constant negativity regardless. Really appreciate your positivity and reality. Love the channel. Toms, I love the fact that you've said that, because I think so many prats out there call us the negative stand, when actually, certainly there has been negativity in the past and there has been reason for it. But I think over the last couple of years, we really do try and find the positive. And whilst I'll always be honest about my hunch and feeling, you can't really assess a team, whether you agree with it or not, until you see it play. There might be some mad plan that Ten Hag has seen that works here. And surely that's what we want. Joshua Middleton and Tyler, thank you very much for joining the Members Club. We're about ready to go here. Mojo's on the Napoli channel gifting memberships as compensation for us selling them Scooby-Doo, says Gav. We're about ready to go. Let's hope we don't get any stupid refereeing decisions as well today. Here we go then. Fasten your seatbelts. Let's see how Crystal Palace start this game. United 3, Palace 0, says Chris. And John, it's your birthday. Hope we win. Happy birthday to John. We'll gift same amount of memberships as Man United scores, says Nabil. And I think a comfortable 2-1 win, says Element. Michael Brosso is just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. Right, we're ready to go here. Don't want to see Crystal Palace dominating this game. Want to see Man United, that front three, Xerxes, Garnacho, Ahmad. I mean, it's not really. It's a new front three, isn't it? When you think about traditionally Man United's front three last season, you'd certainly have Rashford there, Anthony there, Rasmus as well. So it's a chance for another front three to shine. Can see Xerxes scoring today with Garnacho and Ahmad providing service, says Arman. I hope so. I mean, Eriksen's just played 2 shit passes in a row, and that's a foul on De Ligt. Let's get hold of the ball, lads. Imagine Rashi and Sancho staying up playing FIFA, says Nathan. Crystal Palace are wearing blue shorts that look like the bottom of a swimming pool. And his laces have got messed up here. De Ligt. Oh, what's gone on here? Mateta, very good form towards the end of last season. What's De Ligt doing? Is he getting someone to tie his laces for him? Oh, shut up, ref. Hold on a minute. So we've got to play on without our centre-back because he's cutting his fucking laces. Oh, these Jobsworths. They shouldn't have a job. They deserve to be unemployed. Absolute prats. Corner. Early corner for United here. I'm here. Let's go, says Rub. Hope you're doing well. De Ligt's back on now anyway. Yeah, that's the tunnel. I was up that tunnel. Okay, early corner for United here. Eriksen's on it. I mean, look, Eriksen very rarely beats the first man on a corner. So let's see if he's in the team there. Good header on the back post. He did beat the first man. He did beat the front post, but it was to the back post. Chris Baker and Mwandwa, thank you very much for your follow on TikTok. And Riley as well. Wolves-Villa game ended up 3-1, Ollie. If you want to know the scores from the 3 o'clock games, lots of goals in the Premier League today. Chelsea won at lunchtime, 3-0 against West Ham. Villa were 1-0 down against Wolves going into the final 20 minutes, but they ended up winning 3-1 with goals from Watkins, Konza and Duran again. Fulham beat Newcastle 3-1. Leicester drew with Everton 1-1. Liverpool beat Bournemouth at home 3-0. Southampton won, Ipswich won. That must have been a late equaliser. 90+5 for Ipswich to equalise there. Tottenham won 3-1, having conceded in the first minute. So that was all your results today. Thanks for your super chats, by the way. XG says Villa deserved to lose. I think Wolves played well up until the last 15 minutes is what somebody told me. But good interception there by De Ligt. Calm it down now. Let's get a bit of possession. Oh, that's not possession, Bruno. That's getting tackled. It's given a foul against him. Glasner smells. Pass it on, says Jake. Glasner just went like that. Don't know what he's saying. I think he might be thinking about going out later. Hold on to the ball better, says Avery. Yeah, we do. We do. I mean, look, Crystal Palace might not have a lot of confidence at the moment. They've not had the best start to the season. And they're standing offers here, letting us have the ball. There's no high press from Palace. It's just inviting us to have the ball, closing the passing lanes. The low's inverted. Yeah, we've got to move about here. Fucking hell. You can't just pass it side to side at the back. Glasner's seriously done his own work on United. Look at us. We're really struggling here. We've got the ball going side to side with our defenders and there is no passing lanes. Fucking hell. Back to the goalkeeper. Midfield's got to fucking move. Bloody hell. There's no pass for De Ligt or Martinez. They're wanting us to hit it low. Find some fucking space. Look at this. This is poor. Come on. We lost it. Look, as soon as we play that pass into the midfield, they're on us. And then... That's a bit of a worry. I know we're only a couple of minutes in, but our inability to, find passes for our back four there is a bit of a worry that Palace are just going to let the back four have it. And as soon as we go into the midfield, they're closing the passing lanes. And if we go through to the midfield, that's when they're starting their press. John says he can't understand why Agate's not starting. They're very much crowding the midfield, United, Don, yes. That's a bad pass by Mazraoui, but we should win that back with Bruno. Right now, Delo, come on. Where's Garnacho? Come on. Yeah, it's a very tentative start, which I'd rather we were passing it around the back four than them having attack after attack. In some ways, this suits us. They're the home team. They're not really getting their home crowd boiling, are they? Just keep the ball. Garnacho. Turn. Come this way. Come that way then. It's a very slow start, says Wolf Wall. Tommy Mack on TikTok says, thoughts on Rashford dropped after his goals. Yeah, but it's not going to get that. It's a bad pass by Eriksen. Tommy makes a good point. Thoughts on Rashford getting dropped after all his goals. Garnacho's got the same amount of goals in the last 2 games. Rashford's got 3 and Garnacho's got 3. I think Garnacho's got more assists as well. So if you're talking stats, goals and assists, Garnacho's actually got more. So it's one of those. Ollie, thanks for the follow. What do you think of the third kit? Well, that's why I'm wearing my my white top today. No, here we go. Ahmad, bit of space. Let's be progressive in the final third. We've been very good at that in the last few games. And we're into their half now. Mainu, I don't know what that was. Should have kept it simple. Well done by Eriksen. Oh, fuck off, ref. I'll tell you what, keep your eye on this referee. He's an absolute twat. Just giving up silly, soft fouls already. It's not going to let it flow. He gave a foul against Bruno about 2 minutes ago. It was never a foul, and he's just done it to Eriksen as well. It's that idiot ref, isn't it? Well, which one's not? Yeah, I think Mainu should have just kept it a bit simpler there. Nice take by Delo. Eriksen, take your time. Now here's Garnacho, left-hand side. May as well have a bit of a run. Needs a bit of help. That's it. I don't mind us keeping possession in their half. Wolf Wall says United parking the bus. Mate, look at the defensive line of us. We're nearly on the halfway line. It's them. They're the ones sitting back at the moment. It's like they're playing at Old Trafford. I don't mind this. I think my only criticism is that we're not moving the ball quick enough, but it's we're having the ball, aren't we? Where's Agate, bruv? Says Rambo. On bench, mate. On bench. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner if you're on YouTube. We're on the road to 937. We've just won it back here with Eriksen. And Xerxes into Garnacho. Run, 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 run. Garnacho. Oh, good save, Henderson. Oh, forgot that shit was in goal. That's my problem today. I've got a fear that Henderson might have a worldie because Garnacho's onside. I don't think he does anything wrong here. No, it's a good save. Corner to United. Could do with that going in. I don't think Garnacho can do a lot more with that, really. On his left foot. Who's playing this ref? Says Element. Bruno. Oh, come on. Second ball. Take your time. I love United Stand. I have always have you on instead of the actual commentary, says It's Maisie Golf. Thank you very much. Happy to see Garnacho start, says Saul. We can win this game. Let's keep the consistency. Do you think Vicario should have been sent off, says JZ? I haven't seen it yet, mate. I haven't seen that yet, so I can't comment on it. We've had the better start here. First 10 minutes, we've had the better start. I think Crystal Palace do not look, I'm not going to say it. I don't want to say it, but I will say it. They don't look anything like they did at the end of last season. And we've had the better start. Foul by Mazraoui. I always worry when you play against Dean Henderson. I think he's the sort of goalkeeper that really does thrive. He's a passion merchant, isn't he? So he'll thrive off today. It's a big chance for him to... In his head, he'll be thinking, oh, I can prove them wrong. I mean, you're not proving us wrong, but, you know, I can see him having a good game. Here we go. Oh, come on. We've got a 3v2. Look at Ahmad. Oh, fucking hell. Why are we tackling each other? We're tackling each other. Xerxes and Garnacho tackled each other twice there. But it's still with Ahmad. Still got it. I tell you what, we tackled each other then. We had a 3v1. They tackled each other twice, Xerxes and Garnacho. Neither of them realising which ball they should have gone for. United's game seems very mature, says Mikhail. There's Rasmus and Rashford. Not bad having them on the bench. Corner, well done. Ahmad did very well there. 2021 Chelsea versus 2024 United. Not doing that, Fredo. Come on, I'm watching a game of football. I couldn't give a shit. Can you see Eriksen having a good game? Looks to be playing well already, says Constantine. I hope so. I think we all hope so. Oh, we need this bloody camera shit. Take the fucking camera off Rashford, for fuck's sake. It's like an episode of EastEnders with TNT and Sky these days. They just can't take the camera off Rashford, can they? And they wonder about pressure. Oh, he's done another one. Henderson from De Ligt should have scored. Henderson's going to have a worldie. Another corner. We need to score here with a better team. Bruno on the edge. Eriksen. Come back to Bruno. Come back to Bruno. Right, back post. No. What's that? Come back to Eriksen. That's it. Now we put the cross in. Left-footed. Henderson again. Fuck, we've got to score. Martinez, front post. On the turn. We've got to score these chances. We've had 3 good chances. Look, Henderson's made 3 saves already. Fredo says, my bad, love your stuff, mate. Look, I can't remember 2021 Chelsea, to be honest. Oh, I tell you what, that nearly went in. Eriksen with the cross. Another one to the back post. Take your time. Ahmad. Martinez. Oh, that's going over the bar. Element 115 says, where can I buy your bookmark? Bookmark. You see what he did there? If you scan that QR code on your phone as it goes round, it'll give you a list of places. But Amazon is the best place to get it. And we've got the audiobook as well. Decent start, says Tamara. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Palace really haven't done much in this first 15 minutes. We've made Henderson make 3 saves. We've had 4 shots. So it's a good start from United, but you want to be putting those chances in away from home. Because in this, oh God, at this level, you expect Palace to have chances as well. Best chance I think we've had is that De Ligt header. I think Garnacho did everything he could. I think De Ligt did everything he could. I think it was just a good save. Josh, thank you on TikTok. Henderson's better than an Arna, says Oyvind. I'm going to do a poll on TikTok. Either or. Who would you rather have in goal? We don't normally do them. I do them a lot on That's Football, but don't normally have time to do them here. But who would you rather have? Henderson or an Arna? You can vote on YouTube. Meme Gamer, thanks for your follow on TikTok. Okay. Yeah, I'm reasonably happy with this. Well, I'm very happy with this start. I'm just reasonably happy is because we haven't scored. Henderson's kicking is absolutely shit. Just, he's a better shot stopper, I think. Ten Hag has Delo moving into CDM in possession to try and play Eriksen and Bruno as the cam. It's not working, says Michael. Well done, Mazraoui. Well done, Mazraoui. Needs some help. This is where you need Eriksen. Oh, late. Legs. Late. Come on. We just need the first goal. I tell you what, if we got the first goal here, my confidence levels would go through the bloody roof because we're the better team. I said 1-0 United was my prediction. Sky lads. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Absolute legends. These are the sort of games, though, where you get beat 2-0 and you go, remember the first 15 minutes when we had all those chances? So we just need to keep this tempo going. Crystal Palace, nothing like last season. My first real look at Palace. Lots of good players. But last season they played some real... I mean, I did say that at the time, though. It's very... not easy, but just because you finish the season well, a lot of teams at the end of the season, they're on the beach, aren't they? Could they replicate it this season? Not really got going yet. We need to score more, but the amount of headers De Ligt wins is impressive, says Dorian. Thank you very much, Dorian, for your super chat. You're a legend. Mark, I hate that this field looks so small. How is this allowed, says Constantine. It's not that small when you're out there, mate. Eriksen. Lovely switch to Garnacho. Bruno. Went for the 1-2. Henderson quick off his line. Dior Don says Villa. Good result for Villa today. Hi, Mark. What did you have to tea tonight? I haven't had it, Harry. My tea's after. I'm eating late tonight. I've got a lasagna, which I've pretty much made. It just needs to go in the oven at about 7 o'clock. So a late dinner for me tonight. Lunch omelette. Samuel Briggs, thank you. Chris B says we're looking good. Ridwan says, can you show the match? No, unfortunately, we missed out on the multi-billion TV deal to show Premier League football on our YouTube channel. Good play there. Interesting ball. Garnacho will not get there because their defender is quicker. Don't give a free kick. Good, 3-0. Eriksen, like a retro phone, class is permanent, says Timmy. Well, if it works, Ten Hag deserves the credit. There's a long way to go. Exo says, would you ever adopt a cat? Surely if you've got a cat, you're adopting a cat because it's never going to be your cat, is it? You're not the mother or the father. Arsenal are better than United. Oh, shut up. Why don't you jog off and play and touch some grass? Who gives a shit about Arsenal? It's a Man United, a Crystal Palace game, mate, on a United channel. What? I don't get why Chelsea and Arsenal fans have to come in here and start talking about how great their club is. It's insecurity. Think about your match tomorrow, which I want you to win. Go on, Delo. Oh. Nice to see Ten Hag drop Rashford for Garnacho, says the alien. Here is Garnacho. Xerxes needs to get into the game a little bit more. Elise leaving has hurt Palace a lot, and he probably has been Bayern's best player. Bayern have been the most dominant team in the world so far, says City all the way. How can you be the most dominant team in the world when you're playing in Germany? I don't think you can be the most dominant team in the world in September because you haven't played anybody. I don't think you find out who the most dominant teams in the world are until we get to March, when big teams start playing each other. Oh, come on. We're a lot better with our passing, but there's still some going astray. Ooh, that's a ball over the top. De Ligt's covering Mateta. Crystal Palace are clearly going to play counter-attacking. And Arna's got that. Good play. Good play. I can't believe my eyes. The midfield issue is finally resolved. Delo is stepping in to make a 2. Controlled in possession. Erik Ten Hag is the man. Aditya, it's 0-0. Can we just calm down? I can't be doing with this toxic positivity when we're not actually winning. Get in front. Win the game. We'll talk. It's 0-0 against Palace after 20 minutes. And you're acting like we're about to waltz into the Etihad and play them off the pitch. But I like that we've been patient and we are in control. I mean, I was looking at that a moment ago. If you look at the stats screen, if you're on YouTube, I will just whack it up for you now. And 69% possession for Manchester United. No shots on target for Palace. So, look, very good. Just need to turn it into a lead. Bruno turnovers are giving me a headache, says Mario. What do you think about Crystal Palace's start, though? I mean, I didn't have this on my lottery card. I really thought Palace, first 20 minutes, energetic, really going to get at us, make it difficult for us. You know, make it more intense. And I wouldn't say it's been easy for us, but we've certainly been the better side, and Palace have been the team on the back front. Here's Garnacho. Cross is not too bad. It's going to come to the edge of the box to Mainu. He's got to go to Ahmad there. No, he's held on to that for too long. Right, come back, come back, come back. Mazraoui, that's it. Here's Ahmad. It's a tentative start, yes, but lovely play by Ahmad. That's going to go back to the keeper. We've killed them in possession, says Dan. And I watch Arsenal TV. Great watch after Christmas, says Timmy. Good stuff. Matthew, thank you very much for your super chat. You're a legend. Chen says Bruno's been a bit poor so far. Did you see the handball from Spurs? VAR in the mud, says Chris. I'll certainly write it down to have a look at later. I thought it was a penalty for West Ham against Chelsea. I saw that one. Hello from TikTok, says Rob Viewings. Thank you very much, Rob. Thanks for following us. And Jeffrey, thanks for your super chat on YouTube. Duran scoring again, says Henry. Look, Villa have had a very good start. Chelsea are looking good at the moment. Spurs won. This is why the standard in the top 6, 7 at the moment is very, very high. It's going to be amazing when they start playing each other. Well, we've got Spurs next week. Henderson coming off his line there. I don't think he needs to be there. He gets away with it. I don't think Henderson needs to be anywhere near that then. Mustafa, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. 70% possession for Manchester United. We've had 4 shots on target. Henderson's made 3 good saves. Crystal Palace have done nothing so far, which leads me to believe at some point they're going to break away and score and we'll be 1-0 down despite being the better side. We're much better at the back with De Ligt and De Ligt and Martinez, though, aren't we? The possession is just a lot more smooth. Game On says we need Rashford. Don't think we do at the moment. It's a good option to have off the bench, as is Rasmus. Got some good options on the bench, actually. Agate, Casemiro, Rasmus, Rashford, maybe even Mount. I wouldn't be unhappy with anything at the moment if I was Ten Hag. I mean, Eriksen's dropping in at left back a lot, and Delo is basically playing centre mid. 58 Go says, I'm telling you, Wolves will be in a relegation battle. Will said that on the podcast and I laughed at him. I just don't know. I don't know with Wolves. I think they're way too good to be in that. Oh, come on. That's silly. I'd like to see Mainu and Bruno just keep the ball a little bit. The flicks and stuff like that. Toxic positivity, Mark. I want the T-shirt, says Jeffrey. Yeah, I think Bruno and Mainu just need to retain possession a little bit. We're not winning, and away from home, let's just keep the ball. Sambo says, I love Rasmus, but Xerxes is gluing our midfield and forwards at the moment. If he starts scoring as well, he has a real case. Palace looks shaky, and we need to score. Good point, Sambo. Don't disagree with you on that. Happy to see unnecessary 40... happy not to see unnecessary 40-yard shots, says Mikhail. Tanai says, I know out of context, but what do you think will happen to Ten Hag's image if Sancho is even somewhat successful? He had an assist today. Yeah, that assist, though. I mean, I've seen a... Oh, he's hit the bar! And he's hit the bar! Oh, my God! Get the pints in. Bruno and Garnacho are at the bar. Bloody hell. How are we not in front there? Lovely football. Mazraoui gets the ball into Ericsson. It goes to Delo, who slips it in. Garnacho probably is onside. First time shot, hits the bar. Bruno follows it up, hits the bar. How are we not in front? Look, very rarely we say this about United over the last 12 months, but we deserve to be in front. It's lovely play, and you just can't believe it. You can't believe it. Just got to keep going. Just keep the mentality going. It's been good to watch. Calm down. We lost 4-0 last year. It's better, says Timmy. Well, pull my pants and call me Jasper, as if City have American fans. I thought they knew their sports better than that. Shame that, says Jake. Is this our best formation to play, says Crystal. I just want that goal. Andrew Kelly, happy enough with the start, but I recall days when teams played a low block against us last year. Being run over in the midfield is fresh in our minds. And Daniel says it's pronounced Martinez, not Martinez. I'll pronounce it how I bloody well like. Vocabulary please. Piss off. Here's Bruno. Out to Garnacho. Retention of the ball in the final third is what served us well so far this season. And we've sort of got Palace pinned in a little bit here. Back with Ericsson. Whips across in. Good defending. Mainu, calm down, calm down. Oh. Mainu, Ahmad. Ericsson. Bruno's going to pick this up on the far-hand side. Give him an option. Loving the high line, says Daly. Yeah, this is what a high line looks like. Garnacho. Goal kick. Dave says Ericsson's looking like a good call at the moment. Credit Ten Hag. Yes. But still a long way to go. Buying a utter Pratt's given us Mazraoui, says Coley. Thanks for the follow, Bixley. On TikTok, you're a legend. Just on the goalkeeping situation, 59% of you would take Onana over 41%. Ahmad. No, Henderson. Sorry, I just saw Man United played a good little bit of play there. Do we low-key have a football superstar in Garnacho, says Jason? I hope so. Yeah, 41% of you went with Henderson and 59% of you went with Onana. So fair play. I would go Onana over Henderson because I'm not a massive fan of Henderson. I think he's too much of a passion merchant. Centre-backs over the halfway line. Happy days, says Josh. See what I mean about distribution? Will you ref a game against United, says Milford? Centre-backs over the halfway in happy days, says Josh. Steve Smith, thanks for the follow. We look a different team. Win for Ten Hag, says Max. Mate, we're not winning yet. You know me. I want us to be I've been a big advocate of sticking with Ten Hag and getting the players in, and we will see. We have seen improvement this season, but how many times have you seen a team play? I mean, look at Bournemouth last week against Chelsea, and they lost 1-0, and they absolutely had chance after chance after chance, played really well, and still lost. So let's stop writing. If we lose this game, people won't remember this first half an hour. I mean, Crystal Palace couldn't be any worse, let's be honest. Here's Ahmad. And that's going to go for a throw into us. Yeah. Hoyland will suit this lineup more than Xerxes, says Mario. Mazraoui for 15 million is an absolute steal. Daniel says, correct surname pronunciation is about respect. Mate, my real surname, nobody ever gets it right, and I've never cried about it. So jog on again. Watching them hit the bar twice was like watching your career mode, says Marcus. Look, plenty of time to go, but well done. Well done, Ahmad. Wins it back. Here's Bruno. Where's he going? Ahmad's going to pick that up on the far-hand side. And he takes the corner. Well done. Crystal, welcome to the Members Club. Don't know why I'm doing that. Is the career mode on YouTube, says Ed. Yes, it's on my channel. Check it out, episode 1 and 2, back on Monday. Starting to look like we have competition for places, says Matthew Sloan. Right, keep an eye on Delit on this corner. Rose very, very highly and should have probably scored a few minutes ago. Mount is destined to be the match winner, says Timmy. I don't care who the match winner is. Oh, Xerxes wins that one and heads it wide. Got to start scoring these chances, lads. I don't know how hard this was for Xerxes. I think he's got a lot going on. I'd say you've got to hit the target. What are your thoughts about Bayern, says Dak? Bayern winning in the Bundesliga. I know they didn't win it last year, but it's not what you wouldn't expect. Crowd starting to turn on Palace a little bit here. They've had a really shit 33 minutes. And, United's certainly been the better side. I mean, they've just passed it out for a throw in there. Chalobah, that is, isn't it? I forgot he'd signed for Palace. Mark, I remember when Beth said Dean Henderson has great distribution and can become world class. That's like saying Fellaini is world class. Thank you very much, JDV. And Cole says, when we're losing ball and teams are scoring against us, people are going crazy. Now we're retaining the ball and attacking. They're saying it's boring. Make up your minds. Happy with development so far. But they're probably Ten Hag outers that have got nowhere to go. I said this after the Liverpool game. Some people said, that's it. I've seen enough. I'm Ten Hag out. And I thought that's very early because you've left yourself with nowhere to go. Xerxes starts to feel like a Lukaku, says Sean Deitch. My mate Ronan's birthday. Happy birthday, Ronan, from Dean Campbell. And he says, you're a prat. JE says, Xerxes looks a player. I think he's going to push Haaland very hard for the number 9 spot. I think he just needs to get a goal. And I know he got the goal against Fulham. Have a shot, Bruno, from there. Oh, I thought he should have had a shot. Ahmad. Bruno! Oh, good block. I actually did think that there was a shot there for Bruno, and fair play, he didn't take it. Should we take the Alex Ferguson formation? Seems to work for him. It could work for Ten Hag, says Crystal. You do realise Sir Alex retired 11 years ago, mate. So I don't know about that formation being relevant in 2024. Mark, the American commentators don't know how to say Xerxes correctly, says Constantine. Don't let Daniel know, he'll have a fucking nightmare. Lovely ball by Delit there. Bruno. Oh, Mainu. Ahmad. Lovely ball to Garnacho. He's going to lose it though. Bad first touch. Yellow card. Who is this fucking ref? Yellow card for what? How is that a bloody yellow card? It's just a coming together. Oh, no, he did shove him in the back. He did shove him in the back. Oh, God, look, I'm not going to be roped into... I didn't see him do that. He went like that in his back. It was a yellow. It was a yellow. Alan says it's his mum's birthday. I'm missing it to watch the United stand. Wait, no, you're missing it to watch United, Alan, surely. It was a stupid yellow card, but it was a yellow card. Right, be careful. Palace haven't had a chance yet. To be fair, he handles them fouls. He handles it, then fouls him, Mark, says Timmy. No, I think it was a yellow. When I'm wrong, I'll say. When I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Give us a follow if you're on TikTok, and if you're on YouTube, please do subscribe. Remember, trying to hit 2 million before Christmas. We're 200 subscribers away from 937,000. Please do subscribe. Click the bottom right-hand corner and get involved. Remember, we've got our match reaction show straight after this. We've got our fan forum show in the studio. Lots going on the channel. And, of course, the games come thick and fast as well. We're live every night at 8 o'clock and every morning at 10 o'clock as well. And that's going to go for a corner to Palace. Off Xerxes' head. Do you like baseball? Says Mango. No. It's just American rounders, isn't it? We play rounders here at primary school, and then we never play it again. You lot play it as a proper sport. But it basically is just, we call it rounders, and you stop playing it when you're 11. Daughters doing... Hold on a minute. Go on, Bruno. Go on. That's on. Into Garnacho. Oh, it's a shit pass by Bruno. He's got to get more weight on that. Ahmad's had it in the nuts there. Right in the crown jewels. How does the membership badges work, says Crystal? Well, you've got one. Daughter is doing a carnival, so missing the game. How are we getting on, Mark, says Jamie. Probably one of the easiest updates I can give to somebody that's not watching the game. We have dominated possession. We have dominated them in their own half. We've had 4 really good chances, and we're not winning, basically. So it's 0-0. But I wouldn't blame us for not scoring, really. I think the keeper made 2 good saves, and we're a bit unlucky with the woodwork. But it's been a very good performance from Manchester United, apart from the fact that it's 0-0. And what worries me is, I don't think Palace could play this bad again in the second half. So if they can get in at half-time 0-0, they're the winners, because they can just go, the manager can change things up. So hopefully we can get one in the next 7 minutes. Well done, Mainu. And it's into Ahmad. Into Bruno. Where's he going? Cross. Oh, Henderson gets it. A true test for us today. 30+ minutes of good play, but do we have it in us to capitalise, says Matthew Sloan. And SW says, we're sceptical about our midfield, but Palace can't even pass our front line. Ahmad's pressing is phenomenal, says SW. Crystal Palace are playing dirty. They push our players a lot too, almost undressing Ahmad, all the shirt pulling, says Reza. Micro, thank you very much for your members, for joining the members club. And Tom Ball's been a member for 57 months. You're a legend. Typical the crossbar and Henderson has turned up, says Ben Thornton. Look at Henderson's kicking. It's fucking rubbish. I can't believe people still live up Henderson's arse in 2024. His kicking's rubbish. Absolutely shite. He was under no pressure there and he just booted it out. We need to score, says Nizza. Thanks for the follow, user 86609. I never like it when you dominate the first half and it ends up 0-0, because you do just worry about the second half. Right, out to Bruno. Nice ball into Mainu. Needs a pass. Oh, fucking hell. Takes the shot. Hits Eriksson. Nothing wrong with what Mainu does. It's just, it was never going to go in anyway, to be fair. He probably should have been looking for... Xerxes. Please say happy birthday to Miguel, says Samuel. Happy birthday to Miguel. Garnacho's been average, says Chiri. Xerxes more like a false 9, which means Bruno plays deeper. That's why we have more control and better passing. And Tommy says this game's there for the taking. Here's Ahmad into Eriksson. The wide ball is lovely. And Bruno's got time. They're queuing up on the back post if he can get it right. I don't fucking believe it. I don't believe it. I can't believe we're not winning this game. It's like every which way but not score. Right in at the front post. Xerxes flicks it. Narrowly goes wide. I just can't believe we're not winning this game. Could be 2 or 3-0 up. I just can't believe we're not winning. Cross is good. That's a corner. Oh, Garnacho gets near it as well. It's just domination. Domination, and we just can't get the ball in. Corner to United. Eriksson goes short. Ahmad. Dink to the back post. Headed away. Mainu. Xerxes. What the fuck is that, mate? And it goes for a fucking goal kick. What the fuck's that? What is that there? Calm the fuck down. I'm getting stressed here. You know why I'm getting stressed? Because I'm starting to think, will it be one of those days? I think we're dictating the play so they aren't playing bad, just not having the chance to. I think we'll make adjustments half time and step on their throats, says Daryl. What is the song about that sounds like Ji-Sung Park, says Nicholas. Where will Mount play if he comes on? I'm not the manager, mate. I don't know. JJ says you were stressed from the start. Well, I always felt that today was a very, very big game. If we can win it, I think we genuinely can be talking about a bit of momentum. I think if we lose it... Go on, Xerxes. No. Ahmad isn't ready to be a starter, says that Red Army. Oh, God. Some of the opinions in here today. Bloody terrible. Garnacho's average. Ahmad shouldn't be a starter. We could be 3-0 up and you'd be kissing his arse. Like, we're literally... We should be 3-0 up. I think football's changed, hasn't it? I think some people just can't help themselves but moan. Just all they see is the negative. I think it's been a very, very good dominant performance where there's not been any goals. And here come Crystal Palace. Cut back. Fucking out. There. Right there. There. That's case in point why Eriksson terrifies me. Who's got the midfield runner here? Who's nowhere near the midfield runner here? Look, Eriksson, nowhere near. Cut back. I've seen that movie so many times because our midfield just isn't there. That's a let-off. That would have been typical. I have Hendo in my FPL. He's never played this well, says Ian. I mean, mate, I could have told you that Henderson was going to play well. Crystal Palace just getting their heads up a little bit now. Looks like it's going to be 0-0 at half time. Take a deep breath, don't you? Plus 1 minute. Palace just getting a bit of headwind here because good block by Martinez. And Mazraoui just boots it clear. Nine shots, 4 on target, 69% possession. 68% possession. Well up, Mazraoui. Oh, Ahmad's been a bit weak there. Palace having a late flourish here, and they've still got it. The cross comes into the back post. Well up, Delo, got to win the second ball. Bruno. And that's half time. There we go. Half time, 0-0. Well, look, take the positives. We've been very, very, very good in that half. There's no doubt about that. And I think that realistically, it is one of those where you sort of look at it and you go, how are we not winning? Very, very good half from Manchester United. Look, maybe better finishing is needed, but at the end of the day, it's hard to be critical of a team that doesn't normally play like this and is starting to play like this. We saw the high line, we've seen the high possession, and we've seen the high chance creation. And I think if you said to me in the summer, we're going to see a high line, high possession, and high chance creation, I'd say, well, ultimately, that's what we want. And on top of that, if somebody said to me, you get the high line, the high possession, and the high chance creation away to Crystal Palace, I'd say, well, what are we moaning about? This is what we've been asking for. But we always want more because we're Manchester United. The standard has to be up. So I'm watching that and I'm actually going, well, I've got the high line, I've got the high possession, I've got the high chance creation, but I ain't got the bloody goals. And if we had the goals, I think we'd be sat here going, yes, thank you. This is what I want. Can I have some more, please? So, yeah, amongst the frustration that we're not winning, I think it's a character test at half-time for Ten Hag to say to these players, look, you played well, but they've just had a big chance at the end of the half. We're not winning this game at the moment. We have to win this game. I've got players on the bench that can change it. I think we will see Rashford at some point. I think we will see Rasmus at some point. But it'd be criminal if we don't come away with this game with a win because we've really dominated Palace today. And I find it difficult to criticise the performance when we've played so well. I don't know what changes I would make. Looking really good with our shape and pressing. Just need to finish, says Ivan. Great half, but time for Agate. Bruno's playing very deep. Also, I feel we just make our passes simpler. We'll get an incisive pass, says Coley. Bring on Rashford for Xerxes, says Chris. Trying to get your thinking, Mark. Rome wasn't built in a day, says Timmy. Xerxes needs to be more energetic, says Mark. Hi, Mark. Could you confirm all 8 Joel on his wedding and call him a prat, please? Says Donnelly. What's with all the Ahmad hate suddenly? Says Sackett, mate. It's just the modern world. I just ignore it. Hi, please say happy birthday to Stephen Cherney. Happy birthday. That's from Ashling. Or Eiling. Ashling. It's Ashling, isn't it? Really enjoyed watching United this first half, says Killian. Hope we can net soon. Well done. Thank you very much for that. Look, if I was being really, really picky, I think there was a good point there about possession. I think sometimes Bruno and Mainu have not played the simple pass, but I don't get the Ahmad issue. Why are we taking Ahmad off? I don't. So who are we taking Ahmad off for? We haven't got a right winger. We're bringing Anthony on. Rashford's no good off the right. Garnacho doesn't want to play off the right. Why are we taking Ahmad off? I don't think Ahmad's done anything wrong. Palace are playing very, very deep. I think Garnacho's been good. I think Xerxes been good. I think Ahmad's been good. I think Eriksen's been good. I think Delo's been good. The back four's been good. I'd like a little bit more from Mainu and Bruno. I think they've probably, just need to look after the ball a little bit better. But I'm not unhappy with that team. I mean, I think sometimes we're not realistic. 2 weeks ago, we've got no style of play. We don't create any chances. And then 2 weeks later, we're moaning because we're not winning a game that we're dominating away from home. 67% possession, 9 shots, 4 on target, 87% pass accuracy, not 5 corners. How many corners? 7 corners. I mean, that's just, if I didn't tell you the score, you'd say at least 2-0 to Man United off that stats bar. And I love playing that game when you don't know the score because you'd say they've got to have scored some of those. And we haven't. So the way I look at it at half-time, disappointed it's 0-0 because really it should be 2-0. And if it's 2-0, you're like, you're happy, aren't you? So, look, I get it. We need to score, but I'm not panicking, and I'm certainly not. I'm not making a half-time substitution, actually. No, I don't think there's a sub that needs to be made at half-time. What we do need to do at half-time, and I would be saying this if I was the manager, they can't play as bad as that at home in the second half, lads. They are going to start this game properly, and we have not capitalised on that first half. So we've got to start again. Nothing from that first half gives an advantage in the second half. That first half means nothing now. We've got to fight to get hold of the game again, because they can create chances, they can score, they can get the crowd up again. So we've got to start again and dominate again and start creating chances again. And we can't switch off, and we can't come out in the second half thinking we'll have the momentum, because we've got to work for it. But look, I look at their bench. I don't think their bench is anything near what we've got. I mean, what have they got on their bench? Crystal Palace, he says, looking at it, and I haven't seen it. Will Hughes, Klein, Lerma, Sarr, Schlupp. No, there's nothing on that bench that worries me. I look at our bench and I see Rasmus, I see Mount, I see Rashford, I see Agate, I see option, even Anthony. You know, there are attacking options for Manchester United, and I certainly think we'll use them. I think we'll use them even if we score 2 quick goals. I think Rashford will get half an hour. I think Rasmus will get 20 minutes. I think that's going to be part of the game plan no matter what. But I'm just looking at the chances back. Garnacho, that's a good save by Henderson. Vic E says, it's been a really energetic performance, but need to slow it down in order to retain possession. Too many Hollywood passes, but goals will come. Mainu is not a 6, says Jay Billions. We need to get our shooting boots on, says Trey. I think Garnacho has been playing fantastic, but I think Rashford was the choice for today. The pinball between Xerxes and Garnacho sold me. Chemistry, says Atlas John. Mainu seems to be struggling personally. Delo, Garnacho, Bruno link-up seems quite good. De Ligt and Martinez have been great. Delo man of the match for me. This is LX. Ridiculously consistent player, Delo, isn't he? Who would be my man of the match so far? It's a great question, actually. I think we've seen a lot of 7s out of 10. I'll probably go. I think actually De Ligt and Martinez have done really well, even though they haven't had loads to do. But I think I probably would give it Delo. Ericsson underrated, says Thomas. Every game he's been on this season, United done well. Every game without him, been utter crap. His legs look better and better every game. Trouble is, Thomas, if Eze scores that chance and they're 1-0 up, you'd be absolutely caning Ericsson because he's left the midfield runner. So this is the problem, you know. Ericsson's had a good half, but he's lost his runner, which he always will do. Ahmad has been pocketed. We need Anthony. It's insane. I never thought I'd read that out. Can you congratulate Joel on his wedding, says Donnelly. Congratulations to Joel. Xerxes looks like Beghorst, says Egg Plays. Ahmad has been off it. We need a player like Rodgers who will take people on instead of passing backwards, says Barney. Heard Pratnap making an agenda against Ten Hag for dropping Rashi. Guy needs to know what rotation means. He would kiss Pep for doing this. What a Pratt, says Harsh. Don't listen to Redknapp. He's only good for selling trainers, and even they're not great. Ain't got a bloody clue. He should go back to doing bloody wearing his spunk suit that he wore in the 96 FA Cup final and thought he was cool till Cantona shoved it down his throat. Xerxes is just a more... Okay, all right. I'm not going to... What I will say is you can do a super chat, but if I know it's a troll, I won't read it. And by troll, I mean Xerxes is just another Beghorst, because there's not even any logic to it. They're completely different. The only thing they've got is a Dutch passport. Like, there is no... I'm not wasting my time on it. It's not a FIFA stream. Quiet game for Mainu, says Matthew. Billy says, can you explain Bruno's pressing technique of going past the defender and trailing the ball? He does it a lot and it leads to an easy pass out, says Billy. Henderson hates us, says V. I remember you talking about Dean having a worldie, says Isaac. Oh, man, I can read it like a fucking book. Look, Henderson's a passion merchant. He's playing Man United. I'm going to prove them wrong. But he hasn't proved anybody wrong because he's made a couple of good saves and then he's booted the ball out under no pressure. He can't play out from the back. Xerxes, the new Nico Jackson, says Kyle. Please watch the Vicario handball. VAR is useless. I've got it on my notes to watch later, young Kipper, so I will do. Thank you very much for that. How many runners is Mainu alone supposed to track? Where's Bruno? Where's Ericsson? Says, yeah, I don't blame Mainu for that chance. I think it's Ericsson. He's way too far up the pitch. This is by far the best performance of half the season. But yeah, Sarath, bringing it back to reality, we should be 2-0 up. I mean, that's the bottom line. If nobody'd watched that game, I'd say we should be 2-0 up. Thunder. Thunder! La 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 la. A stream might go down. I'll keep Ericsson and take off Mainu for Agate, says King Felix. I would consider Agate for Mainu, says Ryan. A lot of people thinking the same way. Thank you very much for that. I understand why people are critical, but I'm genuinely enjoying an exciting performance, says Wan. We have the players and subs to make something happen, and I agree. I think, Wan, you make very intelligent points, and I completely agree with you on that one. And the only thing missing from this game is that we are going to win. We've got to win. I said it last night. We said it in the preview. We said it last week. We can say it again. We've got to win this game. And the scary thing is, if we don't win this game, having seen 45 minutes of it, we'd be stunned. Not game related. Is the Woot band good? Says Matthew. I don't actually check it as much. I used to check it on a daily basis, but yeah, I think it's one of those things you get it and you're really into it, and then look, it is useful, but I'm not madly into it like I was. People, before people criticise Xerxes, let's remember how long it took Rasmus to start scoring, says Jeremiah. Look how much second ball we're winning, says Ayush. Not Gamer Cave done that one. Liam or Noel, says Bart. Liam. The fan base has started on Xerxes. I can see it, says Humphrey. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know who drives that as well. Are you following somebody else? Are you listening to somebody else? It's so, I don't know. I just find it weird how you'd be sat at home going Xerxes shit, Ahmad shit, Garnacho shit. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just the modern way that people watch football, that it's either everything is great or everything's shit. We are drawing away to Crystal Palace 0-0, and we should be 2-0 up, and we're playing well. Don't see the negative. Don't see the sitter that Xerxes missed. Don't see a shit performance from anybody in our team. Could we do a little bit better? Yes. Is it a bad performance? No. So, like, sometimes I don't know what planet you come from where you expect to see this perfect football for 90 minutes every single week. I grew up watching Manchester United with Sir Alex Ferguson. We had countless games like this. We lost games as well, funnily enough, but we still won the league comfortably. You don't play well every week. You don't hit the target every single time. You know, that's what makes football so great, is it's not predictable. I'm worried. I'm thinking, you know what? Is it going to be one of those days where we don't hit the back of the net and we draw or we lose, which would be ridiculous? But you've got to watch football in a better way than constantly looking for the negative or somebody to blame when things aren't going the way you want them to go. There will be times when Man United absolutely batter somebody and lose. Could be today. You know, we just got to. I genuinely do see big improvement. And I hope that we can get the result. That's all left? Yeah. All right. Got to be very careful with that on a stand-up desk. Mainu suffers with all the defensive responsibility. Swap Ericsson for Agate and see Mainu shine, says Marlowe. Ant says, are you doing the Joshua fight? Nah. People slagging off Ahmad right now are probably the same people saying free Ahmad last season, says Brandon. I just think we always have to have someone to blame. Like, last week, people were saying, I would drop Rashford for Garnacho. We dropped Rashford for Garnacho. We should have started Rashford. It's like, I could have gone mad that Ericsson was starting this game because I thought it was weird and brave. But I thought, you know, I'm just going to wait till they've actually played the game. And actually, he's done well. So I'll credit Ten Hag. It's worked out quite well. I just think there's no patience, and it's becoming less and less. We're in London, aren't we, says Chan. I love the way we're playing. I can see a pattern of play. Best half in the Prem. Thank God Ten Hag didn't get sacked, says Eddie. The Pratt Gmail should be disbanded. Some shocking decisions this weekend, says Chiri. Yeah, I need to catch up on some of these decisions. Apparently there's one in the Spurs game. Today is a textbook definition of progress, says Hayden. Good 3-0 win for the ladies today at Old Trafford, says Stephen. Congratulations to them. Very refreshing that we have fresh young players on the bench ready to make an impact, says Jack. Best half from the season, says Mikey. I think ahead of a game and don't dominate, win away from home like this. It's not very happening very often. It's great momentum heading into the Spurs game. Well, it is if we win. As Benji's just said on TikTok, what if Palace win 1-0? Look out, yeah. So we've got to get the win here. Red wine and white hoodie is brave, says Matthew. I'm following Ten Hag. You know, I think it was brave to pick Eriksen, and it's brave of me to have red wine with a white top. Lonnie says, people complain about style of play. We are seeing it now. Centre-backs playing high, full-backs coming into the midfield, and wingers crossing it in the box. It's progress. Thank you very much. Shay Campbell for your super chat. I don't know what people are complaining about, says Andy. When is the last time we dominated in an away game? Xerxes is vital for the build-up as well. And Sapatashi, that was from Andy Mack. Sapatashi says, Xerxes is giving us one thing that we are craving for, creating space for other players. He does it like Muller. We need to work on the finishing. And everyone stop moaning. Everyone's doing well, says Taran. Yeah, look, I get the frustration that we're not winning, but I certainly would not be making a substitution at half-time. I don't think it's that sort of game. I think the subs for me are going to be based on freshness. They're not going to be based on bad performance. There's nobody I'd take off. Obviously, if in the first 15 minutes of the second half someone starts having a shit game, yeah, let's make some subs. But I think we're doing all right at the moment. We've just got to score that goal. Thanks for the follow on TikTok. Give us a follow there. And if you're on YouTube, by the way, we are only 70 subscribers away from 937,000. So please click that button and subscribe. And don't forget, player ratings show straight after this match. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I think I'd agree with that comment earlier about man of the match so far for me for United. Probably would be Delo, but there's a few people knocking on the door of it. Right, we're kicked off second half. First 5 minutes are massive here. Can we keep the momentum again? And why do we kick it long from the kickoff? I've never really understood that. We're a possession-based team, and it goes back to Onana to boot it. Yeah. In says, do you think the script could be Palace score and then we panic? Well, I think you would panic if Palace scored, because you'd be like, we shouldn't be losing. And it might make you a little bit more nervous in front of goal. Wharton's gone off for Crystal Palace, by the way. They've made a substitution. I don't think he's had a great start to the season. Lerma's come on for them, and Mateta's gone off for Sarr. So they've made a couple of substitutions, Palace. And as I said, they were genuinely really bad. So fair play to their manager, because you can't, he knows, you can't continue playing like that. You can't continue playing like that. That was surely offside. Surely he was offside when that ball went through from Eze. Just looking at this here. Eze, lovely play by Eze, but surely when that ball goes through, as attack, I thought he was offside, the number 7. AC Tracy says VAR couldn't get involved in the decision for the Spurs game because it wasn't a potential red card or penalty, but the ref should have called it, says AC Tracy. Mark, if City is found guilty, do you think the ownership of City will be forced to sell the club? I got no idea, Sully. Bruno, our weakest player, needs moving on, says Marlowe. Corner to Palace. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Oh, it's a free kick anyway. Handball. Come on, we just get on with it. It's hardly bloody the Oscars. It was a free kick. Let's move. Anthony, Joshua, watch along. No, David. I'm not interested in it. I'm going to watch the Batman. I'm going to watch Batman. I want to watch the Dark Knight trilogy again, so I'm watching Batman. We have a quality bench. No way Palace are winning this, is Savage. Very confident. Martinez beaten in the air. Well done, Mazraoui. Come on, let's get the passing going. Go on, Ahmad. Oh, if he took that into his stride then. He's through one-on-one. Ericsson with the pass again as well. Come on. We've started the second half the same way that we played the first half. Where's Bruno going here? Throw in. I haven't watched the Penguin. I don't know whether it's any good. Mainu, come back. Here's Bruno. Bit of time. Cross. Just desperately want that first goal. I'm sure we're all in the same... Well, if you support United, I'm sure you're in the same position. Just want that first goal. I think get the first goal, Palace have to open up, and then we'll get more. It's just get that first goal. Chamon, let's get that stats carousel rolling round. That's how it looked there. Okay. Good header. Well up, Delit. That'll be a throw into them. I think the first sub's going to be Rashford. He might take Ahmad off in a game like this. I don't think Ahmad's had his best game. I think he's our best option on the right wing, but I don't think Ahmad's played badly. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just thinking, you know, in the modern game, you've got to be looking to make subs around 60, 70 minutes. It's what everybody does. So I think why would you not use people like Rashford? Lovely ball. Lovely ball. Now give it into Mainu because he's got momentum. Give it to Mainu. All right. Okay, here's Ahmad. He's going to shut us all up now, Ahmad. Shoots over the bar. It's a good shot. Corner. This is the thing about Ahmad. He's a bit like Garnacho. Things happen when he gets the ball. Our prediction versus Spurs. I think draw, says William. Mate, can we get this one out of the way? Do you like the X-Men? Says 58 Go. I quite liked some of the stuff, but I wouldn't say I was an avid watcher of it. Bruno seems the odd one out in the team and style, says Noah. Come on, let's score from a corner. Hey, I've got a great idea. Let's score from a corner. Edge of the box. Bruno, he couldn't hit it. Oh, for God's sake. What? That was not hittable. They tried that edge of the box volley thing. It wasn't hittable. And now we've got them breaking against us. And Onana will get that. Bruno shouldn't have hit that. It wasn't hittable. The routine didn't work. Take a touch. Thankfully, Palace's break was shit. We created more chances in the first half than we did all game last season when we lost 4-0. Much more control, says Abby. Yeah, but you know what? That was a horrible result, but we were absolutely injury ravaged, weren't we, as well? We had Casemiro at centre-back with an injured Johnny Evans. Confidence was on the floor. Lovely play by Garnacho. Into Delo. Xerxes. Come back. Centre. Good play by Garnacho. He's got no one in the box. Puts a cross in. Wasn't a bad cross, but no one's there. The high pressure from United is very good. Good play. Careful, Garnacho, because you're on a yellow. Let's turn. Bruno, where are we going? Bruno. Oh, I can't believe it. We can't keep missing these chances, man. It's lovely build-up play. Mainu, into Bruno, into Xerxes, back to Bruno, and I just got to hit the target, mate. What is that? Why are you going outside of the foot? It's a great finish if it happens, but fucking score. It's not. It's to be honest, he's hit that in an unorthodox way. Put your fucking laces through it. Player of the match so far, says Mikael. I do think Delo's played well. There's one or two. Again, big chance. Big chance. They just can't. They can't deal with us, Palace, can they? They literally cannot deal with us. We're just absolutely killing them. The way that we've played, they've really struggled. More of this outside the boot Bruno shit, says Noah. So confident, still shame you are not Mark, says Timmy. I said 1-0. I said 1-0 United. Han Solo or Indiana Jones? Han Solo, Ahmad. Why you always say you're on 930k subs and on the way to 1 million when you're almost at 2 million? Well, I always leave them no, I didn't. Shut up, Baron. You don't know what you're talking about. You're talking out your arse. I always say we're on the road to 2 million. Please subscribe, top right-hand corner. Stop getting in my head. That's a foul. Mark, what's the best United game you've ever seen? Oh, Dean, it's such a boring answer. If you watched the Nou Camp 99 final, then nothing in football will ever top that. Not even just for United. I don't think there's any other game in football for any other club or country that will experience something like that. It was just incredible. To win a treble as well, when you're going into stoppage time and you're losing, and then you win it, and it doesn't even go to extra time. Incredible. I'm loving the crosses into the box. Rasmus loves that, says Liam. I could watch that spin that Mainu does when he receives the ball all day long, says Jace. Dennis, thanks for your super chat as well. A certain someone is mentioning Bruno a lot in the super chat, sounding like an agenda, says the Inquisition. I don't know who that certain someone is. Ericsson, that's a lovely ball. And then into Ahmad. He's got 4 players on him. Oh, Bruno, stop fucking using your outside of your foot. Look, I don't know why he shot with the outside of his foot. He's now trying to pass with the outside of his foot, and the pass is just use your insole. Use your insole. You know, that's another bad pass as well. We won't win this game if we don't look after the ball. Look after the ball. It's 0-0. A minor observation of the second half as we're slower in the movement. We start with a couple of long kicks to get our legs running, says Nitin. I really think Xerxes and Hoyland can work together, says United fan. It's very difficult to play a front two in the modern game. You give up the midfield, don't you? Nice ball over the top. Garnacho, he's overrun that. Henderson's there. What we got? 56. Probably another 10 minutes and you're looking at subs here. Go on. Go on, Xerxes. But the press from us high up the pitch has worked really, really well. We're forcing them to hit the long ball, and it's just very easy for us to win it back. See, Henderson's going to go long here, and he's just got no idea where he's going with that. Mazraoui will keep it in. Does well. Go on, chase him. Chase him. If this continues, would you sub Bruno for Mount, says Daryl? Honestly, another 10 minutes of that, and I think Bruno for Mount might not be a bad idea. Tusha, Bruno needs to be subbed. Would you swap Mount for Bruno, says Rajiv? No one boots it long. Good play. Good play. Right, here we go. Bit of space for Ahmad. Does well. He needs some help. Does well there. Retention. Bruno, little flick. Mount, Ericsson. Oh, good tackle. It's just that final little bit, isn't it? It's got to be coming. Ahmad, lovely play. Bruno. Terrible pass. Fucking hell. How many bad passes is Bruno going to play? Fucking hell. Mainu. Bruno. Oh, and that's about 5 in a row. It's frustrating. Right, Rashford's coming on. Who will it be for? I imagine it'll be for Garnacho. How's Seb, says Chris. Doing very well, thank you. Got a match tomorrow. Threw his controller on the floor today, playing Fall Guys. I don't know where he gets it from. I said, you shouldn't be getting stressed playing computer games. Ericsson out, Agate in. Bruno, just a bad game. Mountain, says Sakin. Sub Bruno plays Xerxes at 10, says Niki. Mark, are we going to have to conversation about Bruno soon, says Daly. Mark, Ricky is right. Bruno gives the ball away too much, says Marcus. I think today it's been a little bit. There's been a lot of it in the second half. Tusha says he'd sub him as well. Apparently Xerxes coming off for Rashford. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. You know, whatever Ten Hag thinks is right. I mean, I can't argue with his selection today. No penalty. It's over for Bruno. It's for Mount's chance, says idiot. This is a bit of an idiot chat because it won't be over for Bruno at all. No, look. The thing about Bruno is in a minute he's going to do something incredible. That's what Bruno does. But, you know, I think some people just can't deal with any sort of criticism. I can sit here and say for the last 5 minutes, Bruno's passing has been shit. But I know in the next 5 minutes, he's probably going to score or produce a pass that wins us the game. There's nothing, yeah, I think people just take, like, you can be critical without, Xerxes. Come to Bruno again. Here we go. Ericsson. Bruno. Ahmad. Oh, good defending by Palace. It's going to come to Garnacho. It's going to... Oh, Palace just defending well there. Tertian says, have you been following the F1? No. I feel like this is my fault for Bruno's bad game. I decided to captain him, says Dan. Number 11 is coming off for United. No. Yeah. That is Xerxes, isn't it? Yeah. Rashford looks relaxed. Good to see. I'm liking this about Rashford at the moment. He seems to have shed... You know, just seems very in his own head. You know, there's none of this and all that. Just seems just relaxed. Marcus says, I think Bruno's trying to force it. Parker says, watching Bruno is like watching Will drink water. The trouble is, you start to the second half, very similar to the first half. We've been the better side. But now you start to clock watch a little bit, don't you? And you start to think, we could run out of time to score. This is where you hope the experience of Bruno, Ericsson really does start to kick in. Because you just got to keep doing what we're doing. It's been really good. I think we've moved the ball around so well. If we were winning this game 2-0, people would be absolutely waxing lyrical about it. We've moved it so well. Oh. Bruno, go to Garnacho. Oh, God. Well done, Delo. Into Garnacho. Here we go. Bit of time. Good save, Henderson. I tell you what, we've moved the ball around so well. Good shot by Garnacho as well. We really have played well. Here's Ahmad. No, don't shoot from there, mate. Bruno. Oh, Martinez. Yellow card. He did stamp in. Shut up, Henderson. Fuck off and watch some wrestling, you bloody pantomime villain. And he got booked. Have it! Have your yellow card, you twat. Have that, you passion merchant. You bloody... You prat. You Randy Orton tribute act. I mean, fucking hell. Martinez. What is he doing? What is Martinez doing, to be fair? Fucking hell, he's lucky. He's very lucky. What is he doing? Yellow card. I know, no, it's a yellow. It's not a red. I'm just saying is, if the Crystal Palace player had gone in there, look at what Martinez does. Yeah, it's not a red for me, but it's just, be careful. I feel like Bruno's better on the left, says Fish. Jeremy says, why do so many people love Bruno? He's a turnover machine. Rashford winner incoming, says Daryl. I hope so. I think Rashford could be the turning point, says Idiot. I hope so. Thanks for all the super chats tonight. Make sure you subscribe. Oh, here we go. Palace. Good save, Anana. Good save, Anana. Bloody hell. This is not good. Great double save. World-class double save by Anana. Watch this. Nketiah, I think, shoots. I mean, I will always say... Anana creates it by not... I mean, that's not... He's got to palm that out for a corner, to be honest. He's got to move that away from danger, but he makes a good recovery. Delo deserves his flowers. He's been everywhere, says Mario Franco. Why do people keep backing Bruno? Nani was more consistent, says Pilgrim. All Bruno does is get his step-ups. He's average at best. Do you think Rashford could be the turning point, says Idiot? I hope so. This is a fantastic double save by Anana, though. That second one, that's going in. I don't think we win the game if they score that. 25 minutes to go. The sort of night we're having. It's getting hairy, says that's what she said. I tell you what, this is football, isn't it? This is football. You know, we should be winning. We're not winning. I'd be so disappointed with a draw, but you couldn't be disappointed with the way that we've played. You know, how many games have we drawn in the past and we go, you know, you start going absolutely mad, but we've played really, really well. We just got to put the ball in the back of the net. I'll be so frustrated. Crazy to go in like that. Bruno very poor. Has cost us the end product all game, says Aldo. And Scott McTominay says, I'm here if you need a sub for Bruno. And if we're going to win, get Mount in for Bruno, says Jeremy. I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, you know what? Can I just say a word that none of us have mentioned? Agate. I mean, you wouldn't use Agate in a game like this, but... when does Agate start for Man United? United still miss a killer up front. We're best to have a player like Rooney, says Jevon. Bruno has been the best signing in recent history, says FK. Free kick to United. 23 minutes to go. We're knocking on the door. We must score. Can we score? Because I tell you what, it's going to be very, very frustrating tonight. All the foreplay and no action. And United want a handball. De Ligt's talking about it. I think it's gone for a corner. Ericsson. Yeah, I don't think you're not going to get a handball for that. You're not going to get a handball for that, to be honest. We're looking more like a team. Come on, let's just win it. I mean, there is a handball there, but you're not going to get it. There's no way VAR are going to turn that around. Corner. Taking off the number 9 for Hughes means they're closing shop. Need to be clinical on the next opportunity, says Tampa. Hope your family are well, Mark, says Luke. Thank you. Free header for Palace there. They clear it away. Ahmad. Bruno's overhit that. I think Bruno for Mount, surely. Charles says, if Bruno had a left foot, score is 1-0 in the first half. Been missing a few weeks. Glad to be back for the live watch. I think Rashford pulls a cheeky one out for his desire. Taking off their number 9, they're closing shop, says Tambet. That was an interesting substitution by Palace, actually. Taking off their striker. Obviously trying to get a bit hold of the midfield where we've dominated. Well, but I mean, defence has been very good for United. I mean, if you're gonna get results, you can't do it without a strong defence. Garnacho's not going to get that. A lot of people saying Bruno's been shocking. I still think he could stay on the pitch and get the, produce a moment of magic. That's always the dilemma with Bruno, isn't it? It's like, do you take him off because he's not having a good half? Or do you keep him on in the knowledge that he's always capable of producing something? And the problem for that is if you're Mason Mount, you're sort of like, well, what am I doing at this football club then? Because if you're just going to always keep him on, even when he's having a bad time, because he can produce that moment of magic, then I'm wasting my time being here. And look, a lot of managers do that. They'll keep a player on who's a star player, even when they're playing bad, because there might be that moment. But if you're the backup, you're like, well, why am I here then? Because I'm never going to get on. And that's the problem Mason Mount's going to have at Man United, is that we don't really ever rest or take Bruno off. And I just think, Rashford's been rotated today. It's not done us any harm. We should still be winning. And I think that, do we always need to keep Bruno on the pitch? Klopp used to take Salah off with 20 minutes to go. Ange's done it with Son. Mount just might bring you some energy and momentum. I don't know. What do I know? I'm not the manager. Would I do it? Yeah. I'd be making a couple more subs at the moment, really. I'm just getting a bit nervous that, as I said, I'd have played shit in this game and won. So I'm not happy with playing well and drawing. Like, the 3 points are what matters. Comedy Long Pants says, please don't live stream Arsenal Man City. Why not? Would you take a draw? No. I think a draw is a horrible result, Mason. I mean, it won't, a draw is just a holding house for everybody. Those of us who want to be positive. There we go. 1-0. Oh, he's missed. Should be 1-0 Palace. That should be 1-0. I thought he'd scored. Eze. And this is the problem. If you don't put the ball in the back of the net in the Premier League, you can't rely on a 0-0. This should be 1-0. It could go the bottom. If he goes the other corner, that's 1-0. That is arguably the best chance of the game. We've had a lot of chances, but I think where he is and where he can put that under no pressure, that should be 1-0. Very lucky. But this is the problem. We have played well, but if you don't take your chances, no one remembers that. What is the reason for the manager not using Agate? I think in a game like this, I can sort of understand it. We're trying to score. Constantine, love your content and everything you do, says Big Dog. Thanks, Big Dog. You're a legend. Thank you very much. Joe says, I don't think anyone wants to win this. How did Martinez not get a red? I don't think it was a red, N, but I think it could have been. If he'd have connected with the player. He needs to make another sub here. I don't, you know, but I think Ten Hag gets into this position sometimes where he doesn't know what sub to make, because to make the next sub, he's got to take Eriksen off, or he's got to take Mainu off, or he's got to take Bruno off, or he's got to take Garnacho off, or he's got to take Ahmad off. And I think he starts to think, oh, but they could be, you know, those are big players. Crap corner. This is heading to a fucking draw, you know. Can't fucking believe it. Bruno is truly living up to Ricky's criticism, says Coley. We need more care on the ball. Build-up has been phenomenal. Why are we rushing? Just keep intricate passing up. And Jiggity Bucket says, stop defending ass plays on losing the ball forever. He played the most last season and had no control. Erik Ten Hag is to blame for keep playing him. What's that there? What is the reason for the manager not bringing on Agate, says Constantine? I'm starting to worry now because Palace, I don't know whether we're looking tired or what. Could Rasmus sway the game, says Primo? Mount and Rasmus should get 15 minutes. We've got to throw the kitchen sink at them, says Lee. Yeah, you put Rashford on the left, you put Garnacho on the right, or you take Garnacho off, and then you put Rasmus. Here we go. Rasmus and Agate are coming on. 15 minutes. Yeah, get Rasmus down the middle, put Rashford on the right or the left, take Ahmad or Garnacho off. Agate's going to come on for probably Eriksen here. I think... Here we go. 14 for 25. That's Eriksen, isn't it? 14. Yeah. Agate for Bruno. Eriksen number 10, says Parker. And it's Garnacho. Is it Garnacho? No. Ahmad. Come on, Rasmus. Give us a Rasmus. Need the win. Need the win here. I need a win. Rasmus is back. We're 10 subscribers from 937,000, so please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks for the follow, Crazy and H on TikTok. There's no get out of jail card now. You're into the last 15 minutes. If they score, best you're going to get is a draw. Garnacho's gone to the right. Good by Mainu. Oh, it's our throw-in. Thought that was theirs. Well in, Martinez. It's going to be their throw-in. Agate for Bruno. Eriksen number 10, says Parker. Too late. Good play by Mazraoui. Mazraoui's had... Oh, Mainu, bad touch. Mazraoui's had a good game. 100%. Mazraoui and Delo, very, very good. De Ligt and Martinez as well. The back four has given us a very solid foundation today. But he's so... I said this about Mazraoui in the week. I think Mazraoui is going to be that sort of player that just gives you a 7 out of 10 every week. Callum, thanks for joining the Members Club. Bruno is just not a possession-based player. I've got Bruno to talk about in the match reaction. And I think either way, even if we get a late winner here, you know, can Bruno play in a possession-based team? I think he's just... I think he can, but he's got to look after the ball better than he has done in this second half. It's just... time's just ticking away. This is a good point for Palace, you know. If you're Crystal Palace, you'd take a point here. You'll know you should have lost. Could still win it. Could still win it. The low slips. Here we go. Down the right-hand side for Palace. I don't know what we'll do. What I'll do if we lose, you know. Genuinely don't know what I'd do. I just can't. I won't be able to deal with it. Mount on for Bruno might be a good move, says Lee. I don't think it's going to happen, mate. And you probably sat there as a Mason Mount going, how am I ever going to get in this team? Because Bruno's not even played that well. I'm fit. I can't get on. Garnacho should have been subbed off. He had almost no touches in the second half, says Chiri. For me, it's much of a much. One of them has to come off, of course, but again, no passing lanes for Martinez. He's got to go back to his goalkeeper. There's 10 minutes to go and it's 0-0. Fucking up the intensity, lads. They have packed that midfield out, Palace, by the way. Est says that Rasmus will score. I hope so. Offside. Rashford's been quiet, says Sepri. Well, you would hope that that's just, here we go. Throw in, come on. You know what, to be fair, in the last 10 minutes, we haven't really done anything, have we? The chance creation has dried up. Oh, bloody hell. I feel for the first time in the game, we're not really creating anything. Momentum's gone, says Abby. Yeah. You're reading the game the same as me, mate. It's just... That's the problem, though. You know, we should have been 2-0 up at half time. We should have been at least 1-0 up after 70 minutes. And now, with 10 minutes to go, you're just sort of like, not going to be our day, is it? Corey says we need to have a real conversation about Bruno. Welcome to the Idiot Club. Welcome to the Members Club, Idiot Hoover. Thank you very much. This reminds me of the first season of Ten Hag. Solid defence and nothing up there, says Hunt. Cross comes in. Keeper's got to get that. Oh, he didn't. Surely that was a foul. Hey up, ref. Yellow card, Hughes. We need the ball. We need the ball. The clock is ticking. We need the ball. Come on. How is Bruno on the pitch, but Mount is not used as a last roll of the dice, says Lee. Happy Hour says the level has dropped since Xerxes came off. Would have been, could have been, had been the story of the Ten Hag regime, says Give It to Mikey. One Gaming says that Leeds will win the Premier League before Man United. Mate, we've won the Premier League plenty of times, thank you. You've never won it, so sit down. Jay says, not the same since Xerxes went off. Feels so vital to our final third play. Yeah, the Rashford down the middle thing didn't work. I mean, I don't have a problem with Rashford coming on, but put Rashford on left wing, keep Xerxes on. Yeah. I mean, Rasmus is on now, which is fine, but we sort of had like 15 minutes of no one playing up front, did we? So the momentum has died. We don't. I mean, it's not to say that we won't score, but we're not making the chances we did in the first 70 minutes. That's for sure. Always, what did I used to call a draw? A dross. I wouldn't call it a dross. You know, I think there's probably more positives out of this than negatives, but a dross is when you draw and it feels like a loss. I think this is a drin where I think we should have won it, really. Well, I don't think it. I know it. We should have won it. We just can't get the ball at the moment. We can't string the passes together like we were. And I think Palace have come into the game more than they have done throughout the game. A draw would be immensely frustrating, says Leonard. I think we're looking at one now. Palace are looking more. I mean, I'm not saying they're knocking on the door, but they're looking a lot more dangerous than they did for the first 70 minutes. So the subs just haven't worked. Wrexham will win the Premier League before United, says Stig. Game has died down since Rashford came on. Clean sheet for Henderson as well. Fucking hell. You know what? I don't gamble, but that was Henderson being man of the match for Palace was absolutely obvious. The game died. We're playing such high intensity and the players aren't used to it yet, says Scorp. These long balls aren't going to work. Long diagonals. Bring Maguire on if we want to do that. We don't play like this anymore. Stop fucking playing long diagonals for Rashford. Fuck off. That's not... Even Rashford doesn't want them anymore. Hold on, Agate. Oh, fucking loses it, though. And wins it back. Come on. Well done. Very, very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Noah says, my coach referred to a draw as the same as kissing your sister. Yeah, I hope your coach got his hard drive checked, mate. That just sounds really odd. Here's Rasmus into the channel. I don't see a chance at the moment. We don't look like creating a chance at the moment. Palace have packed the midfield and it killed our attacks, says Daryl. Yeah, well, they've got every right to do that. I mean, if I was the manager of Palace, it's just not your day. You don't look like you're going to win the game. They're getting chance after chance after chance. If you can take a point, it's a good point. If you can nick one on the break, it's even better. So they've got every right to pack the midfield. I know they're playing at home and they've not played well. I'll be very disappointed not to beat them. You know, I think I think a lot of teams are going to come here and win against Palace if they're going to play like this season. Mazraoui, that's a lovely take. Go on, Mazraoui. Into Rasmus. Oh, it's behind him. It's behind him. "89 minutes. It's going to take something now." No, I don't see it. I don't see it. We've not really done anything for 15 minutes. Look, we're famous for scoring late goals, but I just can't see it at the moment. And look, you have got to be critical. Like, you do. You have got to be critical in the sense that you've got to ask the question why we didn't win the game. And it's very, very disappointing. And as I said last night, I would have won this game 1-0 playing absolutely shit. So drawing it, playing well, you need to win these sort of games. Look at what Chelsea have done. They've just been to Bournemouth. They've just been to West Ham. They've took 6 points. You know, Villa were 1-0 down with 20 minutes to go against Wolves. They've won 3-1. You've got to put the ball in the back of the net. Got to put the ball in the back of the net. Simple as that. And we're Manchester United. I don't think... Look, I think there's a way to react to this, and that's with disappointment, but I don't think there's a way to react to it into what's the style of play and sack the manager and all this and that. There's definitely signs of progress, but I do think there is elements of why we've died in the last 20 minutes when you've got such a good bench. Davo says, "Can you call my mate Mike a massive prat?" Says Davo. "Is it just me? Is the build-up play so slow?" Says Brendan. "Could Xerxes replace Bruno?" Says Ryan. Nobody is fucking replacing Bruno. That's probably one of the biggest problems in the last 20 minutes. I think he should have made that substitution. But I think the game was good up until 70 minutes. I mean, you think about the second half, Henderson made a good save from Garnacho. Bruno had that good chance where he hit it with the outside of his foot. I mean, the first half was where we should have won the game. But we don't look like scoring now. 2 minutes to go. Bloody hell. Corner. I'll tell you know what? If we lose this game, I will just take everything off these shelves and I'll fucking throw them. I really will. What the fuck is this last 20 minutes about? Corner to Palace. Onana punches it away. Garnacho boots it away. We're not looking to win this, are we? Fuck off. I just can't. I'm just so frustrated with this tonight. I'm so fucking frustrated with it. Can't be fucking drawing games like this. I know it. Look, I know it's progress. It's definitely progress. But it's so fucking frustrating. Man of the match, Dean Henderson. What a fucking surprise. Rub it in. We've been shit the last 15 minutes. Let's call a spade a spade. We've been fucking rubbish. And I tell you what, I'm going to say it in the match reaction, and I don't care. He should have took fucking Bruno off. I thought this had all stopped. I thought this was all stopping. I thought the favouritism and rotation was going to happen now. Less favouritism and more rotation. I'll give Bruno a 4 today. So why is he on the pitch? Brilliant player, but he should be... Brilliant player, captain, very, very important, but should be taken off. You got to take him off. This is it. Look, passing it around the back, 10 seconds to go. Fuck off. Absolutely fucking annoying. Oh, fuck off. Really? So frustrated. I said it after 20 minutes. We'd had 4 shots. I said, is it going to be one of those days? Yeah, it is going to be one of those days. Last 20 minutes has been an absolute shower of shit. Dreadful. The attack lost a lot of fluidity with Eriksen, to be fair, and Xerxes played important minutes. Need to score that first 40 minutes, but it was better. Look, the performance is good, but the last 20 minutes is embarrassing considering how much we've dominated this game. And I think Palace will be very, very happy. And there it is. 0-0. Fucking hell. I know, you know, all we're going to get is, yeah, we should have won the game. Yeah, we should have won the game. And I know that. I know we should have won the game. And I know it actually was one of the better performances we've seen of the season. And it annoys the shit out of me that this guy who couldn't kick a fucking balloon is man of the match for making a few saves. Henderson. Fuck off. Anyway, match reaction, player ratings, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Let's get to it. Yeah, very, very disappointed, but we did play well, but very disappointed. Do your player ratings. I'll see you over there in a minute.